Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As usual, it's me, Nariza Pasha. My student number is 285. And today, this is a poetry class. I have a task to analyze a poem. So today I'm going to analyze a poem from Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. So here you go. Firstly, I read the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may throw me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sustenance upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I owe like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, both head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my half-ness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your helpfulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the hearts of history shame, I rise. Up from a past that rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a bleak ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I'm the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. And let's talk about the poem. Still I Rise is a poem by the American civil rights activist and writer Maya Angelou. One of the Angelou's most acclaimed works, the poem was published in Angelou's third poetry collection, And Still I Rise, in 1978. Broadly speaking, this poem is an assertion of dignity and resilience of marginalized people in the face of oppression. Because Angelou often wrote about blackness and black womanhood, Still I Rise can also be read more specifically as a critique of anti-black racism. Now, we're going to talk about the outstanding elements of Still I Rise. There are three elements that I want to talk now. The first element is theme. This poem has a strong message. Maya Angelou, the author, expressed her feeling and her thought about the discrimination. There are many forms of discrimination, and there is always someone in the world trying to overcome these obstacles. The major themes of this work are self-empowerment, perseverance, and injustice. This poem gives positive vibes about resistance to discrimination experienced by people who are considered different by society. The author broadly expressed her strong determination to always be enthusiastic and optimistic to face the life. She openly challenges those who want to hold her down. Instead of wallowing in stress and fear, she aims to live a happy and confident life. The second element that we were going to discuss now is sound device. The first sound device in this poem is rhyme. Rhyme is the matching vowel sounds at the end of the words or lines. The rhyme scheme of this poem starts off as ABCB until the last two verses where it changed to AB, ABCC. And again for the last verse where it changed to ABA, BCC, and BBB. And the second sound device is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the consonant sounds at the beginning of words. The alliteration scheme in this poem is first, dance like I've got diamonds, and second, cause I love like I've got gold mines. We can see alliteration in this line at dance D and diamond D, and got gold G and G. And the third sound device is assonance. Assonance is repetition of vowel sounds within the words. The assonants in this poem are bitter, twisted lies. The I vowel is repeated here, making the impact of the word lies even more powerful. And welling and swelling. The letter E sound, the rhyme of the two words creates a powerful image of the speaker rising like an ocean's tide. And the third and the fourth, repetition. Repetition is repeating of any word, phrases, sentences, or lines within a poem. There are many repetition in this poem, and we can highlight this repetition in this poem because we can see here there are many repetition, like you may, cause I, just like, but still, and I rise. And the last elements that we're talking about is figure of speech. Figurative languages are words and expressions used in poems and texts to convey various meanings and interpretation from the literal meaning. There are three figurative language in this poem, followed as metaphor, simile, and personification. First, metaphor. Metaphor is kind of figurative language that made comparison between two things that different to identify one with another. It's used in poetry to explain emotions, feelings, and relationship, other elements that could not be described in ordinary language. For example, a metaphor is her teeth or pearl. Metaphor in this poem: first, with your bitter twisted light; second, you may drop me in the very dirt; and third, you may shoot me with your words; fourth, you may cut me with your eyes; fifth, up from a past that rooted in pain; and then I'm a black ocean, leaping and white; and the last, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. So those are the metaphor in this poem. And the second figure of speech is a simile. Simile is the figure that make comparison between two different things, just like metaphor, but in simile, usually using the word as, than, like, seem, so, appear, and more than. Simile in this poem, we can see, but start like does arise. The word like is we can identify the simile in this word from like. Cause I walk like I've got oil wells, just like moons and like sun. Did you want to see me broken? Cause I love like I've got gold mines. And the last, but still like air, I'll rise. And the last figurative language is personification. Personification consists of giving human characteristics to an object. Personification is a figure of speech that describes something that is not human as though it could feel, think, act, live, or die in the same way as people. Personification in this poem is, you may kill me with your hatefulness. The adjective helpfulness is linked to killing, as is the nature of living thing. So those are the figurative language in this poem. Okay, that's all my presentation about Still I Rise, a poetry by Maya Angelou. Those are the reference that I use in conducting this PPT. And thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you always happy and healthy. Have a great day and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.